Training in the gym versus resistance bands. Which form of resistance training is better? In today's video, I'm going to compare the pros and the cons of both these forms of training. As soon as the gyms were closed in India, this is even before the lockdown was imposed, I came back home and I ordered a set of resistance bands from Amazon.in. As soon as the bands were in my hands, I transposed my entire gym workout into a resistance band workout. Meaning, whichever single exercise I did in the gym, I performed these same exercises with the resistance bands. Barring a couple, as we will learn through this video. I trained with these bands for almost a year and I'm back in the gym for almost 2 months. This puts me in a very unique position wherein I can give you my perspective of the benefits, if any, of the resistance bands. Right off the bat, let me tell you one of the benefits. If it were not for the resistance bands, I probably would have to buy a set of weights and use it at home. Because soon after the gyms were closed, we went into a total lockdown. Getting weights home to use would create me a unique problem, let alone the expense. I live in a small apartment and I'm happily married. I have a lack of space in my small apartment and my wife wouldn't be very happy. So it would mean either two things. Either I needed to get a new apartment or a new wife. Or maybe both. So resistance bands were a very cheap and convenient way for me to continue on with my training. In today's video, I'm going to break down the workouts by body part and explain to you what were the difficulties, if any. Through the year, I trained with the resistance bands with what are called myo reps. This is when you do one exercise to failure, take a 5-second break, and then do another set to failure. Take another 5-second break, and so on and so forth. Let's get right into one of the body parts which could potentially cause a problem. Training legs. As we know, the quads and hamstrings are a large muscle group and therefore require a lot of weight to create any kind of stimulus. But I had to adapt. So with the resistance bands, I mostly trained single leg. Creating progression could be a little bit difficult, but I managed to do that by adjusting the number of reps, the number of sets, and also when required, I trained with multiple bands. When I got back to the gym, I realized how underworked all my stabilizer muscles were. The first day after doing squats, I was very sore. I discovered muscles where I never knew they existed. I got back into the training very slowly, and even now I am not pushing myself hard. I am just working my way up in the weights slowly. I don't believe I lost a lot of strength in the more simpler movements like the lunges and the Bulgarian split squats or leg extensions and curls, for example. But the squat definitely suffered. Moving on to chest. I think this is one of the major muscle groups where I do not believe there was a lot of difference. Again, the only difference came in for the big movements like the bench press. Again, where I found the stabilizer muscles suffered. But generally speaking, I do not believe chest training suffered too much all in all. I think the shoulders of a muscle group where I suffered the least, because essentially I could use the bands to replicate a lot of pulley kind of exercises. So I think I was good with the shoulder training. I wouldn't like to touch much on arm training, biceps and triceps, because I don't do much of it anyways. And let's face it, it's quite easy to give them an adequate amount of stimulus. Which brings us to the body part where I suffered the most, the back. I do not have a pull-up bar at home and therefore I was curtailed in a lot of back training movements. I had to improvise, but I do not think it was good enough. I lost tons of strength on my pull-up. Another area which surprisingly I got very weak was my grip strength. First couple of weeks I found it very hard to grip any kind of dumbbell over 50 pounds. However, over the course of the month, then it got easier. But because of this, my back training also suffered a little bit. I could not do rows without using grips. I think the biggest cons of the resistance bands are the difficulties in creating progression. Difficulties in training the bigger muscle groups like the legs and the back. Also, the bands have a weird kind of resistance curve. It is easier to pull a resistance band through what would normally be a sticky point in an exercise. For example, in the bench press, the stickiest point is at the bottom of the movement. But while using resistance bands, the bottom of the movement becomes the easiest because it is at this position that it is the least stretched. Another con is that it is very difficult to create progression. In the gym, it is very easy to go up in weight in small increments. But with the band, one has to get innovative by manipulating where you will grip the band and create progression by manipulating how much stretch you provide to the band. So all in all, my conclusion is that nothing replaces training in the gym. But under the circumstances, things become so much more easier. Progression becomes easier, the environment is a lot better. However, through the last 1 year, the resistance bands were a lifesaver. If the resistance bands were not there, there would be 1 year without training. I hope these little insights of mine were helpful to you. Please do like this video if it provided you with some value, and a subscribe would be awesome. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Signing out, Dr. Rohan Fonseca.